Okay, I'm going to try to explain this to you with or without this. This can also be a marker, a line, if you will, about movement. You go past it, and behind it, alongside it, then even when you actually pick it up and handle it. But the secret is in, alright, say you don't have no flexibility whatsoever. It lies inside of this, whether you want to call this your own version of a dive bomber, push-up, or downward dog. Who cares about anybody's proper version of it? What you're looking at here is, okay, what can you do here besides the stretch the yoga downward dog? Say whether you're on your feet, whether you do it with your legs bent, or you try to touch your toes. What you're doing is, see if you can't get your palms on the ground, maybe do a little bit with your legs wide or get the palms on the ground and just move around a little bit and see what you can do with your feet totally, well, you can also pretend like, say, you only get this far, but it's all in. Okay, say your flexibility level is only this, and whether you really care about getting a full split or not is irrelevant. Maybe you want to and maybe you don't. Your argument should be, well, okay, even if you do nothing but this, then maybe it starts getting a little wider, and you don't really care, but it just starts getting that way. But you're going to notice, say, even you do a little bit of this, what's happening in that hamstring. Instead of putting yourself through pain, are you feeling a sense of relief? Why would you want to put yourself in pain all at once, even though there's a no pain, no gain, but do something, just nothing but gives you relief? Then if you want to go through a little bit of pain, you're getting a little closer, and there could be a tendency, while you might start getting a little greedy and you want that full split, but you want to pull off something inspired by the Jean-Claude Van Damme cyborg, standing on it. Well, I'm almost ready to have objects, maybe bricks under my feet and under here, but I got to get myself primed up first. I already did it on a ledge. I had it in some of my videos you guys, people see. See, it revolves around this, okay? And say you go like this, like a cat, you can be relief in the hamstrings, maybe do a push-up you want to, tricep push-up, whether you do bare fist or not. Bare fist is a totally different topic. I rather like to see you crank your wrists with heavy objects, hammers first, and then do. But then if you want to go on the subject, like I said too, you hardly have any weight on it, and you can pull a knuckle push-up off like this, as opposed to go ahead and already with full weight, you know what I'm saying, you're starting out small, okay, and then you're moving your feet around. You see, look what all you can do, and then, going a little like this, seeing what you can do here, and say if you're going to be feeling something, at least a sense of relief, and all that. Then anything beyond that, maybe you're not ready to experience pain right away. But I'm kind of trying to show you is, you don't have to go through near as much pain as you think to pull off a split. But I myself, unlike everybody else that mastered these splits, both dudes and chicks, I don't retain it as much if I don't do it every day. But every single day, I got to start out like this. And, do a little bit of this. See, it's like you don't have to do a proper dive bomber push-up. Not relevant. It's all about, I don't know, you're running down a hill, run across something, you're in a bunch of rocks. Loosen this stuff up. You know what I mean? You never know I don't know, if you could try to pretend like you're a football player, and maybe there can be a dozen poses a football player slides down and breaks his ankles, okay? A football player can kick mine in your ass, but how come they get these injuries that could put them out for a long time? It ain't hard. It could happen to the strongest people, and you'd literally be a career ender. You got to analyze that, and then, because shit happens in the long run. Everything we're doing right here, you got to have a quick escape out. Like be able to do different things on your foot. You know, do push-ups like this. And that's why instead of having tennis shoes where you're kind of on your toe, I would rather do push-up like that. Even if you don't have your legs straight as like a military discipline, it's still important, you know. Do it in a cobra pose, but whether you have this in your hand or whether you're doing, I'm going to demonstrate to you with feet straight or, okay, cobra pose and do a whole bunch of these. A whole session of nothing but this. And then I don't want to bore you with the side view. The side view is kind of, you know, your feet can be all the way out, like on the toes, and giving them, and then more like this, and let the knees be down, you know. And this, do a whole bunch of this. Look what it's doing to the back. It's creating a relief if you do it on flat hand. All right. You gotta do it with it well. And say your feet get a little bit more. Say you get down a little further. You want to see how much you got to do here with your flat hand or on a fist. Go like this, okay, and you slide up, down, up, and down, up, and down. This can be more important than when you're getting the splits. You know why? Because say when you get more flexibility and you're down there, maybe you want to just roll out of it. Because I did a video where you're actually, if you were bad at doing a straddle, you could literally force yourself into doing a straddle with the rough concrete, you know what I'm saying? Like this. Like that. And then, well, people can, whether you get a straddle, they press into a handstand, rock it, and then they can do a handstand, which I doubt if I'll ever be able to do. But some of us, you know, different hip types, we don't always keep the flexibility. Say, and then you're comfortable enough too. You put your hands out, let this weight go down. And then there's a point where you can even go up like that, you know what I mean? And sink into it. And then, you know, you got to work on balance here and there too. See what I mean? And you kind of got to go early in the game where, say you're down and you're just getting into, you just make it to this, okay? And maybe you're stretching real long time instead of moving, which I'd rather not. It gets real stiff, you know what I'm saying? And then you're going, trying to get up and out. Well, you want to do both. You want to go, well, see, go into a straddle and then just kick your feet out. Or, you know, then you want to be able to do push-ups too as a gratification. Get up on one fist or on one hand, or just get yourself out. A whole bunch of this. Well, we start out doing this. And crawling around, because it's part of human nature to crawl around over and under things. And say that turns into, see, you're wagging your feet around different kind of ways. So important, get your on the tip, on the heels like this. You know what I'm saying? Then by the time you actually get it. But I'm telling you, this works whether you say you don't even want to get a full split, then it turns out to be a goal or whatever. That's good too. I mean, it's good, say maybe you want some decent, whether you don't want to be flexible, you're getting some relief from it. But then you go from there and okay, you're going through a little bit of pain. So what I'm trying to say is you don't have to go through as much pain, near as much pain as you think. The pain is just extra, but in a sense too much. You can be damaging something. I would still say to you, okay, don't put yourself too much pain. Come out of it, to go back into it, even if it's every 5, 6, 7 seconds. I mean, you're standing the thing too much and then you're not quite there. You gotta be careful you ain't fucking up that cartilage inside the hips or whatever the hell, you know, that. And then you do any kind of things that numb the pain, drugs or any kind of thing, cheat that way. It's almost like putting your hand on a fire or picking up food off a hot grill. You can get away with it. But then you have some kind of, you know, drug and you're numbing yourself out, you're still going to get blisters or whatever too. You don't want to cheat yourself out of your natural instincts to be able to, you know, change position on something on a dime, you know what I mean? But I mean, see, you put your weight like this, and you can see how further it's going up. And then look at this too. And I'm bad at the front splits. My knee back in the back knee there, I use knee pad, don't want to go, and I'm concerned about messing up that hip too. You do them scorpion stretches. I'm not there yet, and so it seems to me, unless I don't want to say this thinking is wrong, but for me, it was if you guys follow me, my thing is I believe it's way easier to achieve a side split than it is a front split. But then maybe for somebody else, maybe for some odd reason, the way their hip structure is, man, they master the front split like nobody's business, and they're bad at the side split. But I'm trying to do the side split. I kind of customized and experimented and learned where my hip structure is and what I can get away with, and kind of bypass that. So that's why I like the mobility thing, because if you feel something ain't right in there, you can pull out, get out, and then, or actually you can kind of wag your way into it, you know what I'm saying? Then like this. And sometimes when you do it with the fingertips, you go have full weight on the knuckles, or just one finger. And there it is. Then you pick up an item. There it is. I don't know how many minutes this video is. I'll have to look at the time stamp on it, but I think that's just about enough for now. But yeah, I'm trying to keep his videos from being too damn long. Well, 12 minutes, that works.